I've got this hospital bill here. It was a cashless treatment for a gallbladder surgery and the patient underwent the treatment. He walked out and then this bill came to his hand. There was a 25,000 rupee deduction and he didn't know why this happened, and that's when he heard this frustrating phrase for the first time. Sir, you have to pay this money out of your pocket because this is for non-payable items. Well, hello folks, I'm Shashank and you're watching Ditto Insurance. We help you navigate the fine print of the policies like nobody else does. We're backed by Zerodha, rated 4.9/5 on Google by over 16,000 customers, and we offer honest spam-free consultations. If you're confused about which health plan to choose or want to avoid nasty surprises at the time of hospitalization, book a free call using the link in the description. Our services are completely free, including our claim services as well. Okay, now let's break down this very common and very confusing concept of non-payable items in health insurance. See, a lot of people assume that if your claim is approved, you're covered. But the truth is, every single hospital bill includes small hidden charges that your insurer may not cover, like gloves, cotton, IV tubes, tissues, nebulizers, even things like your admission fee, registration charges, or even a water bottle. And while each of these items look harmless on its own, together they can form 5 to 15% of your entire bill. Now we're talking 15 to 25,000 rupees for a surgery worth 2 lakhs, and in some cases even more. Now remember the COVID-19 wave? PPE kits alone added around 3 to 7,000 rupees per day to hospital bills, and most of it was non-payable. So why are these charges excluded in the first place? See, insurers argue that covering every cotton roll or glove would lead to overbilling. Hospitals might inflate costs. Covering these in policies would also raise premiums for everyone else. So they standardize a list of 200 plus such non-medical or non-essential items that aren't reimbursed unless your plan specifically says so. So let me tell you the categories of non-payables. First up is consumables. Now these include things like gloves, cotton, syringes, bandages and thermometers. All the everyday items hospitals use in almost every procedure. Now these may look like medical essentials, and yes they are, but they're also classified as too frequent and too routine. Insurers argue that reimbursing each one of these individually would make policies harder to price and manage, so they're typically excluded, unless your plan says otherwise. Next up is admin and service charges. This covers things like your registration fee, admission charges, documentation or file handling costs. From the hospital's point of view, these are admin overheads, not direct treatment costs. And insurers make that distinction very clear. They cover treatment, not the paperwork around it. Third, personal items. This is the one that surprises most people because there are tissues, slippers, water bottles, combs, and even toiletries. So these are all considered comfort and convenience items. They're part of your stay but not part of your recovery. And so health insurance doesn't pick up the tab. Fourth is food and beverages. Now, this one is tricky. Even if your hospital serves a full meal plan, insurance will not cover it. Unless the food is medically prescribed, say a diabetic meal or a renal diet, your general meals are counted as non-medical, meaning that you pay for breakfast, lunch, snack and even dinner, even in a cashless claim. And finally, we have non-medical equipment. So this includes items like oxygen masks, external prosthetics, nebulizers. So basically reusable or non-returnable devices that hospitals bill separately. See, unless your health policy explicitly says it covers these under consumables or equipment add-ons, you will have to foot the bill. So these 5 categories form the core of what IDI refers to as non-payable items. And together, as I mentioned earlier, they can add up to 15 to 25,000 to a regular hospital bill, if not more. But do you know the good news? Some insurers now offer plans or add-ons that actually do cover these non-payable items. Now, this came in especially after COVID because there's been a growing demand for consumables coverage. In fact, many new plans now include them by default. And before we go ahead, let me remind you that if you want a personalized advice from our IDI certified advisors, just book a free call using the link in the description. Now, if you want to take a look at the complete list of individual items identified by IDI included in room charges, procedure charges, and cost of treatment, I will link it in the description. Okay, let's talk about how this actually affects you during hospitalization. Let's say your hospital bill is 2 lakh rupees. Non-payable items, things like cotton, gloves, admission charges come up to 20,000. You're in a room that costs 5,000 a night, but your policy only covers 3,000. Now, because of that room rent cap, your entire bill gets prorated. Instead of covering covering the 1.8 lakh of medical expenses, the insurer may just cover around 60% of that, and you end up paying not just 20,000 non-payables but rather 72,000 due to room rent restrictions. That's 92,000 paid out of pocket. That was on cashless claim. Now add a copay clause. If a policy says 10% copay on the approved bill, that's another 10,000 or so. So the total out of pocket jumps to over 1 lakh, and that is why understanding non-payables matter. At Ditto, we always say don't just focus on the sum insured, look at how your policy pays non-payables, room rent caps, co-pays. They quietly eat into your claim. So that's why we recommend plans that either include consumables cover by default or allow you to add it. Now let me take you through some real examples. HDFC ERGO's Optima Secure includes consumables cover as a part of its inbuilt feature itself. Aditya Birla's Active One Max also includes it by default. Tata AIG Medicare Premier, the same deal. Then you have plans like Care Supreme where you can opt for an add-on called Claim Shield. For just 697 rupees extra, one of our customers was able to save 45,000 rupees in consumables during an ACL surgery. That's a 3-day hospitalization, 2.4 lakh rupees of total bill, and 45,000 worth of cotton, cannulas, shaver blades, sutures, PP, disposable kits, all covered. Now without the add-on, he would have paid every rupee from his pocket. Now see, that's what a small fee of 697 rupee upgrade can do. Now if you want to know if your current plan has this coverage, or if you want to know what it costs to get one that does, book a call with us. We'll pull up the fine print for you, compare your options, and tell you straight up what's worth it and what's not. Because non-payables don't just add surprise costs, they also defeat the whole idea of financial protection. So what's the takeaway here? Just because your claim is approved doesn't mean your bill is zero. You'll still have to pay for non-payable items unless your plan covers them. So ideally it's good if you get a plan that covers these non-payable items. So that was it, folks, and if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to Ditto's channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, happy insurance hunting.